Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome here in Umoja. My name is Dennis Ohuru and I'm headed to get some breakfast. Today is the 8th of January 2025. It's a beautiful morning, and beautiful mornings deserve sweet potatoes. You know, the other day I had sweet potatoes for breakfast and I really enjoyed it. So I'm headed to get some more sweet potatoes. But we have a lot to talk about in this video. So we are going to talk about the court issues. You guys remember that there was a court ruling that was supposed to happen on 5th. And then we had another ruling in the small claims court yesterday, 7th. But before all that, let me go get some sweet potatoes, make some breakfast. We'll sit down and pour over these issues properly. So I'll see you guys in the house.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes. I have here very nice tea and sweet potatoes. Let me acquire some energy before I talk about some things here. You guys know we were supposed to have 2 rulings, one on 5th and one on 7th. So the one that was to happen on 5th was for the alleged defamation matter, the first case, and that one was to be a ruling on applications, and then the trial would begin. Now that case has been assigned to a new judge who has pushed the ruling on applications to 2nd April 2025. I'm thinking maybe it's because they need time to go through the materials. Now let us talk about the second ruling that happened on 7th February 2025 in the small claims court. I'm looking at the ruling right now that was done yesterday, 7th of February 2025. As you can see, the Mara Nomads Limited is the claimant and Dennis Ohuru is the respondent. Facts of the case. The claimant made an application dated 6th, praying that this court reviews its judgment delivered on the same date. It was the claimant's position that the court did not consider 2 statements and documentary evidence filed by the claimant. The respondent was not opposed to the application, and therefore the court is now exercising its power to review the judgment and consider the evidence of the claimant. Then very quickly we'll go down to the orders and disposition. This is what the court determined. In the final analysis, I find that the claimant has not proved their case against the respondent on a balance of probability, and the suit is dismissed. The respondent is awarded cost of the suit to be assessed at the registry. The right of appeal is 30 days, and I have ordered for 30 days stay of execution. That was the judgment. We won again. And I'm happy about that, man. I'm so happy. The Mara Nomads have appealed this judgment, okay? But in this video, we're going to go step by step through this case. And you guys have some reading to do. Like I promised, I said that when the judgment for this case was delivered, when the case was determined, I'd show you guys everything. And I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can access the files and how you can read them for yourself. I'm going to attach them in the description of this video, and I'm going to take you through how to read them and how to understand them. Now, let us talk about the background of the case, because I'm certain that some of you are watching this video for the very first time and don't know what is going on. So what is this case about? I used to be a video editor for the Mara Nomads YouTube channel, and at some point in the early months of 2024, we had an understanding that I'd pocket AdSense revenue monies from their channel as a compensation for my video editing work, over and above what they were already paying me. Our workload had increased over the years, and I determined that what I was being paid, which was 200 shillings per minute of the final edited content, was not enough. So what I mean by that is, if a video was 20 minutes, they'd pay me 200 shillings per minute, okay? At the point of making this determination. So that video would attract a compensation of 4,000 Kenyan shillings, and then they'd also pay me 500 Kenyan shillings for YouTube thumbnails and 250 Kenyan shillings for transport to the office and back home. I determined that that was not enough money compared to the value that I was bringing to that channel. And so we reached an understanding that the Mara Nomads would monetize their YouTube channel and then I'd pocket whatever ad revenue came out from the channel. And so we did that up to around 2024 October, when without notice they disconnected my AdSense integration, and that led to our falling out. On 29th October 2024, the Mara Nomads sued me in the small claims court, alleging that the YouTube AdSense monies that had been pocketing from their channel were meant to buy a video editing laptop for the company, and that I should refund that money. This is the statement of claim that was filed at the small claims court. Nature of claim. The claimant brings this claim against the respondent. The claimant is the Mara Nomads. I am the respondent. Seeking the reimbursement of funds received by the respondent through the claimant's YouTube channel AdSense earnings. These funds totaling were collected from March 2024 to October 2024 and were intended solely for the acquisition of a company laptop designated for editing the claimant's videos. And what they were asking the court to do, the claimant prayed for judgment against the respondent for an order compelling the respondent to pay the claimant that amount of money for the funds collected from the claimant's YouTube AdSense revenue. Cost of the suit, interest on and above at court rates from date of filing until payment in full. That was the background of this case. And so the case went to court. Let's talk about how the case played out. What did they wish to rely on to prove this case? Let's look at that. One, Edgar Ruto Tarus, being a co-founder and managing director at Mara Nomads Limited, filed a witness statement. You guys will go through it. But in the witness statement, he attempted to support the statement of claim they had already filed, to give it a bit of backbone. But I wish to highlight a few things. Point number 3. To enhance video editing workflow and quality, the claimant, the Mara Nomads, decided to purchase a powerful laptop computer. Okay? Further, the claimant, the Mara Nomads, made the decision to use revenues generated from its YouTube channel, the Mara Nomads. However, to be able to use the revenues from its YouTube channel, the claimant needed a separate AdSense account. And then, number 5, since the claimant, the Mara Nomads, I'll be using claimant and Mara Nomads interchangeably because they mean the same thing. Since the Mara Nomads did not have an AdSense account, Dennis Ohuru offered his own AdSense account to be put on the YouTube channel. The claimant, Mara Nomads and Dennis Ohuru mutually agreed to temporarily route YouTube AdSense earnings through the respondent's AdSense account for the respondent to hold the revenue in trust for the claimant until it was sufficient to purchase a laptop. The laptop to be purchased was to remain the claimant's company property. This gentleman, Edgar Ruto Tarus, is raising some very serious points. He's saying the company at some point decided to purchase a powerful laptop computer for video editing, and the company elected to use revenues from its YouTube channel. But since the company, the Mara Nomads, did not have an AdSense account, I offered my own AdSense account to be used to harness this revenue. I had hoped he would have proof that we agreed mutually to temporarily route that AdSense revenue to my account for the purposes of purchasing a video editing laptop. I had hoped you would have proof that we agreed that I would hold the money in trust for the Mara Nomads. These are the things I had hoped you would have proof of. But let's go further. Another director of the company, one Victor Augustus Onyango, also made a witness statement. And really what he did was just endorse what Edgar Ruto Tarus had said. Just saying the same things that Edgar Ruto Tarus had said, but then that was their witness statement. Now, what evidence did they bring to rely on for this case? This is where it gets interesting. Why do I say that? Remember, this is the second suit the Mara Nomads have brought against me. They already sued me for alleged defamation in the Chief Magistrate's Court. Now, why do I bring this up? When they sued me for alleged defamation, right, I had to defend myself. And when I defended myself in that case, which is still ongoing, there are documents and evidence that I had to bring forward to defend myself in that case. Now, the Mara Nomads took that evidence that I had against them to use as their own evidence in this suit. Which of my evidence in the first case would they take to use as their own evidence in this case? The following: copies of Google AdSense earnings for the respondent. Now, these copies of Google AdSense earnings come from my AdSense account, and I used them in the first case to show that really I was the one who was pocketing AdSense monies, because that issue is also in contention in the other case. So I released those receipts as evidence in the first case. The Mara Nomads now took those receipts to use as evidence in this case. Number 2, copy of KCB bank statement for the respondent showing AdSense payments. Also my evidence against them in the first case. Number 3, copy of YouTube transcript from the respondent's YouTube channel regarding AdSense earnings for laptop purchase. Who moved my cheese? Now, any right-thinking citizen would know that what I was saying there does not at any point say that that laptop belongs to the Mara Nomads. Surely, that if I have been editing videos for you from 2021 to 2024, you've never purchased a laptop computer for video editing. Now, right now, you want to purchase that video editing laptop. For me, you've not done that for 3 years. My goodness. Anyway, we'll still poke holes in that argument later on. Alright, now let's continue looking at their evidence. Number 7 is very interesting. Copies of screenshot of communication from the respondent showing laptop selection for video editing. Now, you guys remember this message that I sent to Edgar Ruto. Proceeds from ad revenue, which will be paid end next month, will go towards the purchase of a laptop. I'm looking at this. I had seen that monies for YouTube AdSense for the month of September 2024 would be very nice because of the performance of the videos for the Victoria Falls expedition. And I was seeing this. I had volunteered to purchase a laptop computer. That laptop computer would belong to me, since that money was already mine. Being a very good law-abiding citizen who wished to do better work for my client, I researched a laptop computer and sent it to the director of the company, telling him that this is the laptop computer I was going to buy with these very nice earnings, so that the work would be better, and so that I'd have a good time, a better time editing videos. Editing videos using this HP laptop is very problematic. Now I was going to take my salary and buy a better editing laptop. Now this message they decided to use as evidence. But anyone can see that this message is not coming from the company, it is coming from me. I am the one who has researched a laptop computer. Now, if the laptop computer was meant for the company would research it and then communicate that laptop computer to me. The specs they want, the price, their budget, everything. So this is the evidence the Mara Nomads wish to rely on. What was my own evidence? That what the Mara Nomads were claiming was not the case. Let's look at my response to the statement of claim, as well as my bundle of documents, the evidence I wish to rely on. And as I go through my response to the statement of claim, I'm also going to be showing you how to read these files. I, Dennis Ohuru, a Kenyan resident of PO Box that, within the Republic of Kenya, do hereby state that I'm not going to read the whole document. I'm just going to highlight a few things. On 6th October 2021, Edgar Ruto, a director at the Claimant, messaged me on Twitter, the social media platform, to find out my video editing rates. So I just outlined to the court how we met, how we worked, how we agreed on payments, how the payments changed, how I proposed YouTube monetization, how I pocketed that money up to some point, how it was disconnected without any notice, All those things that I said in Who Moved My Cheese video, I put them on paper with evidence. How do you read these documents? As you can see below number 2, you can see a place I've written, I make reference to a copy of the screenshot of the message at page 1 of the respondent's bundle. Now, what I'll have you do if you're reading these documents is open the witness statement in one tab and then open the respondent's bundle in another tab. So now, if I say, I make reference to a copy of the screenshot of the message at page 1 of the respondent's bundle. You go to the respondent's bundle and look at page 1, okay? And you will see what I am talking about. Let me highlight a point here. Number 22, on 2nd February 2024, I wrote a video editing proposal email to the claimant through its director's email address, outlining the growth of the claimant's YouTube channel and contrasting that growth to my own. I make reference to a copy of the said email at pages 19 to 27 of the respondent's bundle. Page 19 shows the email that I sent, and then below that you can see the video editing proposal, just outlining the growth of the channel and contrasting that growth to my own and proposing that they pay me better. Those rates proved cumbersome, and therefore I discussed with this director of the Mara Nomads and told him, we are leaving a lot of money on the table. The YouTube channel has 17,000 subscribers as at February 2024. It has not been monetized. That is money that we are leaving on the table. You can pay me that money. It will not be coming from your pocket. It will be coming from the viewers. So let us monetize the channel and I keep that money. We agreed that that is what we were going to do. Because of that, on 5th March, I wrote up a YouTube monetization plan for the Mara Nomads. I make reference to a copy of the said email and YouTube monetization plan at pages 28 to 36 of the respondent's bundle. Here is the email I wrote to the director, and here is that YouTube monetization plan. Following our discussion on the video editing rates proposal, which proved cumbersome, I was tasked with coming up with a roadmap on monetizing the Mara Nomads YouTube channel, a move that will help supplement my current video editing earnings and hopefully make my job meaningful and sustainable. And then in bold, my proposal is Mara Nomads allows me to monetize the channel and keep the earnings therefrom until such a time as both parties deem it necessary to change that payment structure, or if we part ways. Of course, if we part ways, there has to be a notice. This notice has to be communicated in a formal way by email. The service provider has to be given notice that we intend to get another service provider. We want to separate before anything can be done, right? Because this is something someone is depending on for their livelihood. You can't just take it away without notice, which is what happened and which is what caused this dispute. Below that you can see here the monetization options available and my proposals for each. YouTube ad revenue, I will keep this. YouTube shopping, Mara Nomads keeps this. Affiliate marketing, I will keep this. Website ad revenue to be explored and discussed further. And I went further to break these things down. On page 3, you can see my proposal is Mara Nomads lets me keep YouTube ad revenue until such a time as is deemed necessary by both parties to change that. And then for YouTube shopping, I volunteered to create for the Mara Nomads a web store. I create for the Mara Nomads a web store using WooCommerce on the Mara Nomads official website, and to add all the available Mara Nomads merchandise to that store. I even put a picture of MKBHD and his merchandise. And then I said, interested nomads coming from YouTube using the YouTube shopping feature can then browse the store and buy their preferred merchandise. Mara Nomads to keep 100% of this revenue stream. And then affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is a revenue stream outside of YouTube that can be grown to take advantage of a niched audience. My proposal is Mara Nomads allows me to implement an affiliate marketing campaign on the Mara Nomads YouTube channel in the video description after the narrations. The affiliate marketing links will include things such as camera gear, GoPro and drone, tents, outdoor and overlanding gear. The affiliate marketing campaign can be extended to the Mara Nomads website. Then I said, I will keep the earnings from the affiliate marketing campaign but furnish Mara Nomads with detailed reporting of the same every month. it takes a while to build an effective affiliate marketing campaign. Now, the reason I propose to keep this is because I'll be doing the legwork. I'd have to go on Amazon, apply for an affiliate account on Amazon, which sometimes take up to 3 months to be approved. You have to, sell a number of products first so that Amazon determines that you are worthy to be an affiliate marketer for them. And then you have to rigorously research the products that you think the audience can be prevailed upon to buy. This takes a lot of time. Then you have to put that in the description of every video. You have to keep finessing that. You have to be looking at the reports. So I said I would keep that in the beginning, but furnish Mara Nomads with detailed reporting. This is for affiliate marketing. But I also volunteered to write blog posts for the Mara Nomads on affiliate products, which would bring organic traffic to the Mara Nomads website. These were my proposals. Website monetization. There are 2 ways the Mara Nomads website can be monetized: website ad revenue and affiliate marketing. Both are dependent on the website getting at least 10,000 page views a month. My proposal is for Mara Nomads to let me add Google Analytics to the website. If after a month the Google Analytics shows that the website receives more than 10,000 page views, we can monetize it. Conclusion. These measures will go a long way in helping us understand the monetization potential of the Mara Nomads brand as it grows. And whatever comes out of the monetization efforts in these early days will go a long way in helping to level up my video editing for the benefit of both parties. That was the monetization plan. At this point, the Mara Nomads had filed their statement of claim and their witness statement, which also included the bundles of documents they wished to rely on. I had filed my response to the statement of claim together with the bundles of documents I wished to rely on. Now, we appeared before the judge to set a hearing date, and the Mara Nomads, through their lawyer, said that they wished for this case to proceed by Section 30 of the Small Claims Court Act, which stipulates that parties can write submissions. There is no need for a hearing, and then the court can go through those submissions and the court will issue a ruling, right? So the court issued an initial ruling date of 20th of December 2024, and the court gave both parties 14 days to file final submissions. Now, after that, the Mara Nomads made a mistake. Instead of filing final submissions only, they filed a further supplementary witness statement. What was in this supplementary witness statement? There was a supplementary witness statement by one Edgar Ruto Tarus. In it, he was really trying to knock off my response to the statement of claim. See, number 2, it says, this statement supplements my initial witness statement. It specifically addresses the contents of the respondent's reply. Save for what is expressly admitted in the claimant's pleadings, all other claims made by the respondent against the claimant are denied, and the respondent is put to strict proof thereof. But it really is for the court to determine. I have reviewed the respondent's purported monetization plan and categorically state it was never agreed upon by the claimant. There is no evidence that it was never agreed upon. Number 7. Again, he pokes holes in his own argument by saying the claimant's relationship with the respondent was strictly that of a freelance engagement for video editing services. Now, if our relationship was that of a freelance engagement, how then do I become a procurement officer for the brand? Further, in the supplementary witness statements, an accountant for the brand also made a witness statement. The accountant is one Esther Wambui Njuguna. She said, I am an accountant of the claimant and hereby provide this statement in connection with the payments made by the claimant to the respondent for video editing services. Now, this accountant handled the M-Pesa payments that were made to me. The 200 shillings per minute payments, 500 shillings for thumbnails and 250 for YouTube thumbnails. This accountant is the one that used to send me those monies. But the problem with this argument is one. The accountant for the brand has no access to AdSense, really. AdSense revenue earnings were not in the purview of the accountant. How then can the accountant have anything to say about something that was not in their purview? That was the supplementary witness statement that the Mara Nomads made after the court had given us directions to file final submissions. So this supplementary witness statement was knocked off by the court because it was filed in a wrong time. But even if it had been admitted, it is weak at 6 a.m. in the morning. I like how they've started it. The doctrine of equitable trust is as old as law itself. Equity abhors unjust enrichment. Really? Number 1, Roman 1. Your Honor, it is not in dispute that from October 2021 to September 2024, the claimant and the respondent operated under a clear and consistent oral agreement. So they do not dispute that there was an oral agreement between us. The respondent, Dennis Ohuru, was contracted as an independent service provider. Now when they said that, the case became weak at 4 a.m. in the morning. I also wrote final submissions to the court, and in my final submissions, we reminded the court, final submission number 5, I was hired as an independent contractor, underlined. Number 10, we reminded the court that I wrote a monetization plan to the Mara Nomads YouTube channel, proposing that I keep YouTube AdSense revenue. Number 14, we told the court I collected AdSense monies from the Mara Nomads YouTube channel from between March to October of 2024, uninterrupted, without a single demand letter or an explanation request from the Mara Nomads asking how the money was being spent or why the money was not being used to buy a video editing laptop. Uninterrupted. We reminded the court that this AdSense integration was without notice taken away sometime in October, and that is what led to our falling out. We also told the court that it was my own idea to buy a video editing laptop, and that video editing laptop would belong to me because I have been working as an independent service provider. Now, let us look at the ruling. I'm only going to be looking at ruling number 2, though of course I'll include ruling number 1 for those of you that want to read it. They're almost similar, but ruling number 2 is more comprehensive. Facts of the case. And then, briefly, the court now outlines the case. The court also noted, with a lot of prudence, the fact that the Mara Nomads admitted that I was hired as an independent contractor. Issues the law analysis determination. The court explains why it knocked out the supplementary witness statement the Mara Nomads had filed. Section B, whether the claimant has proved their case. In number 9, the court says that it has considered the statements filed by Edgar Ruto Tarus and Victor Augustus Onyango. These were the statements in contention that the Mara Nomads wished for the court to review. Number 12, what this court requires to determine is the terms of agreement on the operations of the AdSense account. The existence of the oral agreement on monetization is not an issue under contention. The claimant, the Mara Nomads, has not presented credible evidence demonstrating that the AdSense revenue was to be held in trust. Number 1. The evidence on record demonstrates that it is the respondent, Dennis Ohuru, who notified the claimant that he will utilize the proceeds to purchase a laptop. It is clear that the respondent was being fully compensated as per the initial agreement. But the claimant has failed to demonstrate that upon agitation for better pay, they did not enter an oral agreement that the respondent monetizes the account and utilize the revenue generated to be a payment over and above his usual earning. The claimant did not even raise a demand for the sum accrued between March to October, but basically proceeded to disconnect the AdSense account without notice to respondent. There is no evidence on record to show that there was a dispute regarding the said amount before the disconnection. And what did the court determine? A precursor of the excerpts demonstrates that indeed the respondent herein was desirous of buying a new laptop for purposes of video editing. Clearly, the excerpt indicates that the respondent at one point recommended that the claimant retains part of his pay, which will be channeled toward purchasing a laptop, which position the respondent changed. In this court's view, it is clear that the respondent herein was using his own laptop and wanted the claimant to keep some of his pay to pull resources together to assist him buy a laptop. This would imply that indeed, to further his dream of acquiring a laptop, they had an agreement that the respondent retains revenue generated from YouTube AdSense account towards the purchase of a laptop. The court is very wise. The court is very wise. The claimant herein has not demonstrated that he was the one who provided the tools of trade to the respondent to do the video editing work. The evidence on record leads this court to conclude that the respondent herein, as an independent contractor, right, had his own tools of trade. And therefore, having failed to demonstrate that they were the ones supplying the laptop used in editing, the claimant cannot conclude that the proceeds from the respondent's AdSense account were meant to purchase tools of trade belonging to the claimant to be utilized by the respondent. Very nice. Very nice. And that therefore leads to the orders and disposition. Of course, the court has also looked at case law. And case law is very important for arriving at determination. Basically, case law is similar cases, or cases that would appear to be similar to these ones, and how those cases were ruled upon. So the court looked at all those things. Let us look at the appeal the Mara Nomads have put in place. This video is a very technical one, but I hope you guys are still with me. So this is what is happening. Yesterday I got the ruling at around 12:31 p.m. My lawyer shared it with me when he downloaded it from the portal. I was very happy. I called a few friends. I called Made back home, told her about it. I called Ronnie. It was a very good time. And then the same day at around, let me just check to be sure, 8:02 p.m. The lawyer on record for the Mara Nomads, one Brolin Ogombe, sent an email directly to me. I don't know why they sent this email directly to me. To notify me that the Mara Nomads had chosen to appeal the case. I was surprised because there's a memorandum of appearance in place. This communication should have gone to my lawyer, and my lawyer would have notified me that the Mara Nomads have appealed the case. But no. They wanted me to see this one as soon as possible. Take notice that the appellant here in Mara Nomads, being dissatisfied with the judgment and degree of the Honorable Justin Asiago, delivered on the 7th February 2025 in Nairobi Small Claims Court, intends to appeal to the High Court of Kenya at Nairobi against the whole of the said judgment and decree. Okay? The case has now moved from the Small Claims Court. It has gone now to the High Court of Kenya. So the appeal is in place. I'm very happy that we won this case, because losing it, when we won the case on 6th of February, the cost of the suit was assessed at 20,000. This time around, the judgment has not stated how much the cost of the suit would be in total. It has just stated that that would be calculated at the registry. Anyway, that fails to be relevant now that the Mara Nomads have appealed the case. So what I'm trying to say is, if I had lost the case on 6th, for example, I would have been required to pay 200,000 in February. February that comes very quickly on the heels of January. Can you imagine having to pay somebody 207,000, which is rightfully your money? So I'm very, very happy that we won this case, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful first and foremost to Almighty God, because without God, I would not have won this case. He's at my back, man. In more ways than I can say. In more ways than you would believe. And then I'm very grateful to my lawyer, Judicial Majimbo, who is proving more and more to be a very competent lawyer and advocate. He handles these cases with a coolness and assurance that points to very many years of experience. You know, he's not surprised. He has a way of handling these cases with a lot of maturity, a lot of surety, you know, a lot of confidence. He's been very instrumental through everything that is going on, and you guys have seen or will see how he drafts his cases as well. Very nicely indeed. So I'm grateful to Major General Judicial Majimbo. If you guys have cases, you know, legal issues, you know, you go and see the Major General. He will help you. He will help you go through your legal issues. So I'm grateful to you guys. Very grateful to you guys for watching, for supporting. I know there are very, very many people who, you know, are supporting. There are also very many people who wish that I lose the case. These people are also there, and they do not you know, shy away from letting me know that they wish I would lose the case, because nothing makes a coward more happy than to see a brave man stumble. And I'm very happy that day by day is disapproving them. Let me talk to the Mara Nomads for a bit. A few days ago I was talking to Judicial Majimbo, and I was telling him that after the ruling on 7th, I would come up with some terms and send those terms to the Mara Nomads for an out-of-court settlement, you know. So I even have them somewhere, because I felt that it serves none of us to be in court. Yeah, it doesn't serve any of us to be in court. I think that you'd be better served with working to grow your brand. And I'd be better served with working to grow my brand, you know. And one thing about editing videos for anyone is that you don't enjoy the videos because you've watched everything. Yeah, so you're not surprised. Every time I edited videos for the Mara Nomads, and you know, the videos were uploaded to YouTube, I'd look at the comments and see people enjoying the videos, and it was impossible for me to enjoy the videos because I'm the one who edited them. You know, I know everything. Yeah, so I also want to sit back now these days and enjoy the videos. So these terms that I'd prepared were not for us to resume working together. It was for us to part ways amicably, and you guys go do your thing and I do my thing, so that I can sit back and also enjoy the videos, the Mara Nomads, the places they've gone, all these things. And wish you well. These terms would have come with my forgiveness. Yes, because I still think it is not too late to undo what has happened. And don't be afraid, these terms do not contain any Volkswagen Golf TSI. I was planning to do that, but before I had even breathed in from winning the case, I got an email that you have appealed. Yeah. So how do you send terms to somebody who has appealed? This is a person who is clearly communicating that they are not in any way, shape or form ready to talk to you. They want to see the issue to the bitter end. Yeah, so I would have hoped that you'd take at least 2 or 3 days to think, you know. After the ruling on 7th, maybe take date 8, date 9, date 10, date 11 maybe. You know, just think a bit before appealing. I mean, what is the rush? In the ruling, the judges put a stay of execution for 30 days. You have 30 days to appeal. Yeah, you can appeal on day 7, you can appeal on day 15. It is still within the 30 days stay of execution. You appeal within hours. The ruling like this, you appeal immediately. If you have to appeal, appeal. But think first. Are there any alternatives? Can we reach out to Dennis Ohuru, see what he's saying? Do you think you are best served by appealing? But now that you've appealed, it's okay. We will also be bringing to the attention of the court a very serious case of perjury that you've committed. Perjury is the willful act to lie to the court. And how did the Mara Nomads commit perjury? In their final submissions, number 9, this is what the Mara Nomads had to say. The laptop once purchased was to remain the property of the claimant and would be used exclusively for editing videos for the claimant. And then there's this area they've highlighted. The respondent would continue to receive payment for his video editing services under the agreed terms of 250 shillings per minute of edited content. You and I both know that there were never terms for 250 shillings per minute. The terms we had as at when we had our falling out was 200 shillings per minute, not 250 shillings per minute. This is perjury. This is lying knowingly to the court. And why do I say knowingly? There's this communication that I sent to a director of the Mara Nomads, costing for Malawi and Victoria Falls 1 and 2. At this point, they already uploaded part 1 and part 2, for which I had not been paid, and I sent this message. Malawi and Victoria Falls part 1 is 38 minutes, which comes to 7,600 shillings. Malawi and Victoria Falls part 2, 32 minutes, coming to 6,400. And then the thumbnails is 1,000 shillings. So 500 for Malawi and Victoria Falls part 1 and 500 for Malawi and Victoria Falls part 2, totaling to 15,000. You knew that the minute payment agreement was 200 shillings and not 250 shillings. But you went ahead to lie to the court. And what makes this very serious? You lied to the court and then you highlighted and underlined the lie. Now, perjury is a very serious crime. And for it to be made by lawyers who should know better is serious indeed. And we will be bringing that to the attention of the High Court where you have appealed. I still think that it is not too late to end these court issues. If you are interested in ending these court issues, okay, let me know. And then I'll have my lawyer, Judicial Majimbo, send you the agreement that I had drafted for an out-of-court settlement. I'll send it to you, but I'll also make it public because I do not want those terms to be termed as what they are not. And it is an alternative. It is an alternative to the court. You have 7 days to let me know if you're interested. I believe it is the hope of every parent that their child will encounter fair treatment in their life, that they will be prevailed upon by the right ethos, that the people they meet will not mistreat them, and things like that. It is the hope of every parent. Because at some point, you will be too old to defend your children. At that point, it is the world that handles your children. And at the point where you're too old to defend your children, you hope, at least I believe that is what most parents hope, you hope that the world is set upon the right principles. You hope that if they are working, they will work with just people. You hope that their landlords will be fair to them. You hope that their friends will be fair to them. You hope that their business associates will be fair to them. What you sow is what you reap. What you sow is what you reap. I am trying to set the right ethos on the throne. And therefore that means I'm fighting even for your children, so that they live in a better world. If you can't see that, you can't see anything at all. On 19th of December 2024, I made a promise to my mom. I told her that if I won the case, because the ruling was supposed to happen on 20th of December, so I told mom, tomorrow if I win the case, I'll buy you a TV. Because mom, she doesn't have a TV. So I said that. And then 20th happened, the ruling was postponed to 6th. 6th happened, I won the case, but the other parties applied for a review of judgment. And then the judgment happened yesterday, I won the case, the other party has also applied for an appeal. But I remember my words avidly. I did not say that if I win the case and the others appeal or do not appeal, I'll buy you a TV. I just said if I win the case, I'll get you a TV, mom. And when I said those words, mom had them. She was so happy. But more important than that, God also had them. And now I have no choice in the matter. It is set in stone. I have to do it, whether it's convenient or not. And I don't want to conjure the anger of God. So mom has to get her TV. I found a very nice deal on Jumia at about 11,000. I'll put a screenshot here. So I want to buy that TV for mom. And then I know Jumia can send it to the nearest town to her. And in the next video, I think I'll show you pictures of mom with her TV. I cannot play around with words like that once I've spoken them. Because it is written, be very careful what you speak before God. And there's another Bible verse that is very interesting. That verse states that God has claimed all widows to be his wives. So whenever you see a widow somewhere, know that you are dealing with the wife of God. And you be very careful. My mother is God's wife. And by pleasing mom, I please God. And I'm sure mom will be very happy. This TV was meant to be a Christmas present, but it can still be an early retirement gift because mom is retiring around March, April, thereabouts. She really deserves to have a TV. That has been today's video. Very, very, very technical. But I hope you guys were able to follow through, and I've attached everything. I said once the rulings was done, then you can go through the files. Thank you to everyone that has supported and everyone that continues to support and makes it possible for me to live in Nairobi. Because that is what you guys are doing. Yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section. If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And then I'll see you in the next video.